When it comes to growing herbs at home, there's a huge array of different varieties you can grow. But one of the things you need to know is they grow best at certain times of the year. And this is one of the best times of the year to be planting out. Now, one of my all-time favourites and most durable of all is this one here. It's mint. And the interesting thing about mint is that it was first recorded as being cultivated down in the Mediterranean. The Romans actually had it over 2,000 years ago and took it to Britain. And it was the Brits 300 years ago that took it to North America, where it's become incredibly popular. Now, interestingly enough, there's also Australian native varieties of mint that you can grow at home. Common mint grows just about anywhere, but remember, this is one plant that does its best in pots or in garden beds where it can be contained. The plant has modified stems that run across the surface of the soil, dropping roots and establishing new plants as it goes. These are called stolons, and they can be incredibly vigorous, so containers are a great way to go. Interestingly, this is a brilliant plant for living walls or stacker pots, but you might notice that they come with different tastes as well. It's incredible how many different types of mint there are. There's 20 to 30 different species. And then there's over 7,500 cultivars that is just varieties of some of those original species or hybrids between. What's really interesting is the ones that you use on a regular basis. These ones are probably my favourite. This is common mint. Now, whenever you're having a roast lamb or whatever, fresh mint sauce, it's hard to beat. This one here is probably one of my all-time favourites, a new planting, but I've got it everywhere in the garden. It's apple mint, and it's got a distinctive apple fragrance to that as well, so you end up with the benefit of both flavours. If you're doing something like pork, it's absolutely brilliant. And the last one, and if you've got a tooth a little bit like mine, which is very sweet, you'll love this. This is chocolate mint, and it really genuinely tastes like chocolate. In fact, if I was to best describe it, think of those classic old after dinner mints. That is exactly what this tastes like, and it's delicious. There's a few other varieties you should look out for that are part of the Renaissance herb range, which you'll find in leading garden centres across Australia, like the grapefruit mint, a sourish taste that's distinctly like grapefruit. Spearmint is an old favourite, and if you love cocktails, mojito mint is your go-to. And then, of course, there's basil mint, which tastes remarkably similar to basil, supplying that taste of the Mediterranean into the winter when basil just won't grow. Now, one way that you've probably never thought about using mint before is as a hanging basket plant. It's absolutely fabulous because it has this cascading habit. And if you get a couple of the uprights and then a few cascaders over the side and you walk past this all the time, the fragrance will be amazing and it'll inspire you to bring it indoors into the kitchen. The trick to keeping mint growing healthy is to harvest on a regular basis. And it's probably the most important thing you can do. And then make sure that you're feeding regularly as well. A watering can with power feed once a week will have it jumping out of its skin. But remember to wash the foliage thoroughly before you go eating it. Now, there are quite a few plants that are called mint that are not truly a mint, and this is a classic example. Now, this is known as the Vietnamese mint, and I've got to tell you, you probably wouldn't know unless you squeeze the leaf or you have a taste. And then you might know it by its other name. It is the Luxor herb, and it is the basis to making great Luxors. Interestingly enough, whilst it's not a true mint, it grows really well with mint. They're a terrific companion planting. So you should be growing them together, and you should be planting them right about now. It's a good time of the year to get them into the garden. Well, there you go. That is my herb of the week, and it's mint.